Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today's video is something that I'm not used to doing, and I give mad love, props to all those girls that do foundation reviews where they do check-ins. Let me just say that I learned stuff doing this video. Normally I will go 4 or 5 hours with foundation on and then I'll take it off. I have no reason to wear it beyond that point. So I learned some things doing this test, and I learned that one of the foundations that I have, I probably won't buy again because it's not good for me in a long term. I learned that a foundation I would have never considered is probably going to be something I use all the time. Before we go forward though, I do want to point out that every foundation was treated exactly the same, meaning I did not use a primer with any of them. It was just the foundation. I didn't use a concealer with any of them. It was just the foundation. I used the same powder by Lancôme with all of them. And one other thing before we move forward is I did not do the Teint Idole stick foundation. The reason is because I have had that foundation before. It's Teint Idole in a stick. Let's move forward if you would like, and let's see 10-hour wear tests on the 7 foundations of Lancôme. Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Long Wear Foundation comes in 50 shades, is $47, and has thousands of 4.5 star ratings. I wear this in 110 Ivory. This foundation is considered by many, not just me, one of Lancome's finest foundations. It is a breathable, natural, matte finish, medium to full coverage, transfer resistant, oil-free, fragrance-free, has an SPF of 15. This doesn't bother me, but I get enough comments on this that I know it bothers some people. I will give a side note to any of these foundations that contain denatured alcohol, and this one does as its 5th ingredient for the shades 500 through 560. In other words, if you have darker skin, there's denatured alcohol in this foundation. And I use this foundation all the time, so I know that it dries, sets down pretty quick. So if you're not used to it, don't do this, because see, I'm spreading this out really thin, and if you don't work really quick, then it's going to set down before you want it to. And I think the first couple of times I used this foundation, that was my problem with it. I'm coming in close because I want you to be able to see what this does to my pores and wrinkles as I come around my nose, which is incidentally where I have a problem. If I have a problem with this, is getting around my nose. But I think that this foundation looks fantastic on the skin. Now, this is their setting powder, and watch, I'm in close so that you can see that this combo, I don't know, it just kind of, it looks like I'm erasing pores, doesn't it? Doesn't that look like I just erased the pores on the side of my face? I think it does. In any case, I love to apply it this way, and this foundation really stays looking good for a long time. Most of the time it stays looking just like here at the starting point, but that's because I have on a primer and a setting spray. Today I do not, and I picked this day to really get crazy around the house. I think I took down all the Christmas decorations. So here at the 4-hour check-in, and I don't know what this is on the side of my nose, I really don't, but on the 4-hour check-in, it's not looking as good as it normally does. Because like I said, there's no primer, there's no setting spray, it's just this foundation and the powder. So by 8 hours, and I think I even took a nap and I rubbed my eyes. Typically my foundation wears off underneath where my glasses are, but I don't have whatever that is on my nose. I think all things considered though, even at the 10-hour check-in here, this doesn't look too dang bad considering. And like I said, normally it looks better than this. Here we are with my micellar water, and there you go. Absolu BX Liquid Makeup Foundation comes in 12 shades, costs $69, and has a 4.8 star rating. My shade, Absolute Pearl 110 NC. This is a lightweight, innovative makeup foundation that visibly lifts skin and blurs lines, pores, wrinkles for up to 12 hours. It contains no alcohol, is rich in antioxidants, vitamins, licorice root extract, and a patented blend of wild yam and sea algae extract. The skin will appear rejuvenated, and it will help to restore the skin's essential moisture and suppleness. It protects against free radicals and the sun's UV damaging rays and has an SPF of 18. Absolu Makeup Cream Foundation also comes in 12 shades, also costs $69, has a slightly lower rating than the liquid version of this foundation, and I take this in Absolute Pearl 10C. This luxurious cream makeup replenishes your skin for a look that is radiant and absolutely ageless. The decadent texture comforts skin with deep hydration. Its full coverage from dry to very dry skin types. Other than it being more moisturizing, it has the exact same properties and benefits of the liquid version. It also contains no alcohol. When I said that there was a foundation that I didn't expect to love, that's this. I'm talking about the liquid version that I'm putting on this side of my face. I decided to do this because I did not understand, based on what Lancome salespeople told me and what Lancome's website said, the difference between the Absolu liquid and the Absolu cream foundation. So I decided to do this test side by side. Now I'm going in with the powder over the top of it because I don't want to wait. I like to go in as soon as possible, so I am putting the powder on in the same way that I always do, and I think that it looks fantastic. This foundation feels and looks like skin. The cream is thicker, but with a sponge, I think it gives the exact same coverage as the liquid, but it does feel heavier. It looks beautiful. I love it. However, it's meant for dry to really dry skin, and I don't have really dry skin. So after about 4 or 5 hours, it doesn't look bad, but I want to powder it. Doesn't this look gorgeous? It looks and feels just like skin. And it's got these skincare benefits, so I'm thinking this might be a really great foundation to use on the daily, even though it is their most expensive one. The 4-hour check-in, I think it still looks really great. I've been cleaning lightly around the house, but it looks fantastic. I do have to apologize. The cream side of my face, I hit with a highlighter because I forgot. 8-hour, I think the liquid still looks really great. I think the cream side is looking a little bit like I need to powder. I really don't think that the camera is picking it up. It feels oily, but I think the camera isn't showing that. On the 10-hour mark, I think you can tell I'm enjoying this foundation quite a bit. So there we go. And then this side, about the same, a little more on the cream side. Teint Miracle Radiant Foundation comes in 23 shades, is $47, and has thousands of 4.4 star ratings. This is a medium to full coverage, does contain denatured alcohol as its third ingredient for all shades. Appears flawless, full of life, as if lit from within. It has 18 hours of hydrating coverage, diminishes redness for a more uniform complexion, non-irritating, doesn't cause breakouts, protects the skin from UV damage, has an SPF of 15, has 37% pure water and soothing rose extract to calm the skin, oil-free and fragrance-free formula. As I've already said, please keep in mind, none of these foundations have been put over what I would normally do. I normally prime my face to take care of making sure that the foundation looks good as the day goes on with my pores. This foundation goes on like a dream. I think this finished look is excellent. But from the 4-hour mark on, it just keeps getting worse on my pores. And I'm not oily skinned, so this is all because the foundation is a radiant foundation. And even though there's powder on here, it's just going to keep getting more radiant as the day goes by. And when that happens, my pores start looking in an unacceptable manner for me. I'm not in love with foundations that make my skin look like this. 10-hour hasn't changed much from the 8, but like I said, I'm not in love with this look. So I'm not going to use this foundation anymore unless it's a short-term thing. Dual Finish Powder Foundation comes in 35 shades, is $41, has a 4.8 star rating, and I take it in the shade 110 Porcelain. This is a sheer to full coverage, versatile, mattifying, and long-lasting powder and foundation in one. It has a weightless feel and a natural matte shine-free finish. It doesn't cake or dry out the skin. It comes with a puff for dry application and a sponge for wet application. I did not realize that I did not have the camera recording when I did the first check-in, the initial after my makeup is done. I never recorded that. I thought I did. So I'm zoomed in here really tight so that you can see me putting this foundation on, and hopefully that will show you a good enough starting point. This foundation super surprised me. I haven't wore it as a powder foundation in years, literally, because the foundation, I feel like when I first get done with it, feels really dry. After about 20 or 30 minutes though, it comes into its own, and I was super impressed how long this thing hung around, how well it actually looked, but it always puzzles me because this foundation says it can be used wet or dry. However, I keep hard panning it when I try to use it with a damp sponge, as it suggests. But as you can tell from these check-ins, it doesn't matter how long I have this on, I think it still looks really good. By the 10-hour mark, I felt like it just looked like it was my skin. It didn't look like a powder foundation had been put on my face. I think that's pretty impressive. 10 hours on the powder foundation? Skin Feels Good Nourishing Foundation comes in 11 shades, is $35, and has a 4.2 star rating. My shade is 010C Porcelain. This foundation is known for its no makeup look. It contains an SPF of 23 and is enriched with moringa seed and hyaluronic acid. Locks in moisture, is lightweight for all-day hydration, and works to protect the skin against free radicals and environmental pollutants. This foundation is oil-free, leaves the skin feeling velvety smooth with a radiant glow, won't clog your pores, is good for all skin types, and does not contain alcohol. This foundation was the one that Vivian from the Fritzy family told me about, and I thought it was a balm, but it is an actual foundation. My one strike against this foundation has always been that the color, I think, is just a little bit off for me. I'm in the lightest shade that they have. So when I wear this foundation, it's always paired with Teint Idole, and I love it paired with Teint Idole. I've never worn this foundation for more than 4 hours, so I didn't realize that it's not going to stay looking the way that it does when I put it on all by itself. As you can see, once it's powdered down, it looks pretty darn good, right? That looks like a great foundation when I'm finished with my makeup. At the 4-hour check-in, I think I still look pretty good in this foundation, especially when you consider this foundation is only $35 as compared to their other foundations. I really had a hard day this day, so maybe that's part of it, but at the 8-hour mark, I'm not in love anymore. This foundation, I'm probably not going to buy again. If I could touch up, apply a primer or a setting spray, maybe it would have held better. As I am proving right now, the foundation did stay on my face. It just deteriorated and didn't look as good by the end of the day. RÉNERGIE Lift Foundation comes in 25 shades, costs $50, and has a 4.5 rating system. My shade is 110. It does have denatured alcohol in it, but it's pretty far down on the list. It provides 12 hours of hydration, medium to full coverage, makes the skin appear visibly radiant and luminous, has an SPF of 27, and claims to minimize the appearance of imperfections, including fine lines, wrinkles, and dark spots. Its skincare properties come from their winning RÉNERGIE line and also contain a blend of caffeine, vitamin E, iris extract, and New Zealand black tree fern. It's transfer resistant, fragrance free, won't cause breakouts, suitable for all skin types, and dermatology tested for safety. As you can see, the foundation goes on pretty good. And after powder, I think it looks really great. 4-hour check-in, I think it's starting to look a little bit oily, and I want to powder it down, but I'm not going to because, of course, I can't. 8-hour check-in is different because I left and I went to the nail salon. So this thing had to hold up underneath my mask, which always seems to break me out. So as you can see, at the 8-hour mark, I now have the beginnings of a pimple that's right beside my nose there. And at 10 hours, I'm not happy. I don't know if it's the foundation or the fact that I was wearing a mask with foundation on. Probably the latter. It's my least favorite foundation, but I reserve the right to change my mind later. You saw at the 4-hour mark, this wasn't there. I have a zit here. I got a couple coming up here to give my face a good cleansing and brush up a ibuprofen and put it on my welts. If I wear makeup under a mask, you can bet I will break out. I think if this foundation was over a primer and I had a setting spray, it might have been a different story. RÉNERGIE lift. All right then, what are your conclusions to this? Which one did you think was the best foundation for me? I'm wondering if it's going to be the same one that I think is the best foundation for me. Teint Idole is my holy grail foundation. It's the foundation that I have worn the most out of all of their foundations. This one here as a repurchase for me. I think I've gone through 3 or 4 bottles of this foundation. But this foundation is a new love of mine. And I'm anxious to see if I keep wearing it with regularity, will it actually improve my skin? Don't know. We'll have to see. Thank you for watching and just for being you. I hope that you guys always know and remember that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. And if you're not having a blessed day, just go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
Anything I've ever been told does not jive with what the website, it doesn't jive. Jive turkey. No, because I'm a jive turkey. I don't think that's... What is that song I'm trying to think of? Adds protection to help with air poultry. It's pollutants. Thing that made me go, whoop, whoop, wait a minute. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm doing the 3 stages, but there's just one stooge here, and it's you. No, I'm just kidding. It's me. But this, absolutely, get it? Absolute. Okay, Mary, got it. Move on. Shy Guy's about to kill me. Let's see if he comes in here. Ever since the Rihanna video, I keep singing this song. It is driving him crazy. It's like, quit singing that song. Let's see if he comes in here. I got a house, but I need new furniture. Why spend mine if I can spend yours? Truth is, I would love you the same. Why complain and buy a Gucci, babe? I got a house, but I need new furniture. He ain't gonna do it. He knows I'm filming, that's why. He ain't gotta come in here and be on camera. I look like I've been rode hard and put up wet. As Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.